Hi, this is Dr. Martina, your online sex therapist and sex educator. This is part 2 of sex positivity. Last week in part 1, I offered a reshaped definition of sex positivity and also the benefits a sex positive mind rewards us with. In today's video, I'm going to suggest 2 steps that we can take as an individual and as a society to create a sex positive world. We need such a world because in a sex positive world we can use that stage as an individual and create our own personal positive relationship with sex. More than any other human behavior, sexual behavior is mostly shaped by our society. Most of us are raised to be sex negative, just like most of us are raised to be racist, homophobic, sexist, you name it. And therefore, most of us walking around with this internalized sex negativity, but a lot of us are not even aware of it. I was not aware of it. I grew up in Switzerland, very traditional country, and in the mid-70s it was very much homophobic, and I had my first sexual encounter with a woman at 16. Couldn't talk to anybody about it, and it was an awful time for me, and so I decided I finished school and I moved to San Francisco, where I can live out my lifestyle and none of this homophobic thinking will come along with me, but it did. And I remember the day it became clear to me that I am homophobic. And first of all, I thought, that's just not possible. How can it be gay and homophobic? But it was very clear because I remember the day I was walking down the street by the Upper Safeway up on Market, close to Castro, with my girlfriend who I was madly in love with. And she tried to grab my hand as we were walking on the sidewalk, and I saw somebody coming towards us, and I pulled my hand away. And she just stopped me right in the track, and she says, "Why did you do that? Why did you pull your hand away?" And after the long talks of digging and me pretending it wasn't so, and we finally got to the bottom of it, and is that I was afraid that the person who was walking towards us will think of me badly because homosexuality is bad. So I was homophobic. And it was definitely, I'm glad it happened. It was very painful for it to happen, but I'm glad it happened because it gave me a chance to realize I have some things to work on and resolve it. And so I did.
Our behavior and beliefs are often so deeply rooted that we have difficulty recognizing that a problem exists. Admitting our internalized sex negativity is the first step we have to take to resolve it. Now let me get to the second step. Our current language around sex reinforces sex negativity. Just as developing a new set of words and theories to describe and then change the world is an integral part of any social movement, creating a new language to discuss sex is necessary for transforming our attitudes towards sex.
Working to change the way we talk about sex is a challenge. Not only are we missing a language that is clear, accurate, and true, the current language that we're using creates barriers and confusion, which complicates the efforts of sex positivity. For example, consider our choice of curse words. When you're angry with someone, amongst other things, we call them, "Oh, what a dick, what a cunt, what an asshole." Why don't we call them, "What an elbow, what an ear"? The reason why we don't use is there's nothing wrong with those body parts. But the names of the sexual body parts are branded with badness. When we use the names of our sexual body parts in anger, we will reinforce the internalized sex negativity. That is just a fact. So how about calling the person something else? How about calling the person not a nice person? And if that's not strong enough for you, you can call them, a rotten person, like a rotten apple. There's enough words out there. We do not have to use names of our genitals to express anger. Why is it that if something bad happens, we use terms like, wow, I'm really screwed. Oh, I got fucked. Oh, this really sucks. Now, if some part of us would not believe that there's anything bad with these actions, we wouldn't use them this way. So let's not. If you like fucking or getting fucked, sucking or getting sucked, or screwing or getting screwed, then I challenge you to only use these words when they exactly describe what it is that you're doing and when you're having a good time. No other time. And here's the third example. Only in sex do we consider it better to use less accurate language. We use terms like sleep with, mess around with, slang that doesn't tell us anything. We assume we know what is meant by it, but when it comes down to it and somebody comes up and says, I want to make love, we really don't know what it is that they would like to do. It goes even further than that. I'm pretty sure you've had situations like this in sexual situations where you were told, oh, honey, just do whatever you always do. I love everything you do. Whatever you like doing is fine with me. Whatever it is that entices you to do is okay with me. How in the world are you going to get what it is that you want if you cannot spell it out in words? It is your responsibility to be able to do that. So we need to be able to have a language for that. Imagine being in a sex positive world where you are in a situation like that, where somebody asks, what do you want me to do? Then you can say, I want you to take your whole mouth and cover my clitoris with it. Cover my clitoris with your whole mouth and very gently suck on the hood of my clitoris. Or I want you to drag your tongue on the underside of my penis and gently squeeze my balls. I mean, that is a sex positive world, and that is a very clear and accurate language. And sex positivity frees up our voices and allows us to express things like this and to use words we really mean. Ultimately, sex positivity means creating a new philosophy of sex. The way we speak about sex, the words we use, and even the available words that we have, they have a way to affect that philosophy. I understand the path to a sex positive lifestyle is challenging, to say the least, and it has many learning curves in it, but I think changing our language around sex is a great start. We can do this individually and as a society. Write me an email if you want to do a little work on your internalized sex negativity. I will help you resolve it. This is the work that I do most of the time in session, because people who do come to me want to have better sex. They want to have a better language, and they want to be sex positive. So connect with me if that's you. I'll talk to you next week.